Trojan family, what's up, man? USC Jay here. It's the top of the morning. Listen, I hope you guys get ready to get up, get out, and make some things happen this morning, man. Listen, man, we got a big game this week. I want to preview this Fresno State game. I think it's some good opportunities here for the USC to show up and show out. Yes, we have a history with Fresno State. Yes, Fresno State has given USC some problems. Even if you go back to 2005, Fresno State has always given USC some problems, and that was when they had Reggie Bush. Reggie Bush had one of those famous moves when he went up the sideline, cut back, and then went all the way across the field. That was that Fresno State team. But let me tell you something. That Fresno State team was number 16 in the country. This is not the number 16 in the country that we get ready to play. We get ready to play a good Fresno State team, but their team is nowhere near to what that team was. Do they have some good players? Absolutely. But I want to go into their numbers. Let's look at their numbers. Listen, everybody that's coming on, everybody that views this channel, just do me a favor. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button once you come on in. That way you're able to get the notifications. And then they got a little notification bell that you can hit. Hit that notification bell. That way, whenever I get a video, it comes up. It's free. It doesn't cost you absolutely nothing. Hit that like and subscribe button. But listen, let's look into these Fresno State stats, and let's look and see exactly what we gotta look forward to this weekend. All right, so here's Fresno State stats. If we look at it, Fresno State versus Oregon State, this is a very tight game. It wasn't until the fourth quarter, 8 seconds left in the game, that Oregon State was able to come back. Well, excuse me. Yeah, Oregon State was able to come back. And with 8 seconds, Fresno State pretty much outdid them through the whole game. 8 seconds left, Fresno State and Oregon State got ready to line up for a kick. Oregon State, I believe they called a timeout. Then they got ready to line it up again for the kick. This would have tied it up 32-32. However, when they came back to the line, Oregon State came back to the line with 8 seconds left. They decided to go for it, end up winning the game with 8 seconds left, 35-32, which was crazy, which is hard to believe because Fresno State was pretty much dominating this game the whole game. And if you look at it here, total yards throughout the game, 397. Total yards for Oregon State, 492 total for Fresno State. Almost by 100 yards, they outdid Oregon State. Passing yards, 219 to Fresno's 360. Fresno likes to sling the ball around. And we're going to look at some of those players that they like to get the ball to. Rushing, 178 yards rushing for Oregon State. We know that they like to run the ball. Coincidentally, this is going to be our opponent next week, so it's like we're doing a double whammy here. 132 yards rushing for Fresno State. So they just outrushed them by a few yards, not many. First downs, 23 to Oregon State. Fresno State 24, and neither team had any turnovers. But if you look at the time possession, it's 26 minutes, 50 seconds for Oregon State. 33 minutes for Fresno State. Like I said, every facet of this game, they pretty much dominated. And let's look at some of the players that made this thing happen for Fresno State. Now, this is their guy, Jake Haener. He's a pretty much, you can consider him kind of like a dual threat. The guy knows how to sling that ball on the season. And you see now that he has a total of 737 yards total on the year. Three TDs. But his QBR is only 60.4. That lets you know something, because we're going to look at Caleb's numbers, and you'll see Caleb, even though he doesn't have as many yards, Caleb is just really, his QBR is just crazy, like a 98 or something. But this is him right here, 6'1", 200 pounds. But he does like to sling the ball, and he's one that's able to get the ball to you. And we're going to look at some of the guys that he actually likes to get the ball to. Look at here. This is one of his go guys, Nico Remigio, Fresno State, 5'11", 185-pound guy. He's number one He's the receiver, man. This guy likes to get the Hainer likes to get the ball to him, man. This is one of the guys. I think Mekhi Blackman. I think they said that he was handsy last game. He played the position like you're supposed to play it. I believe if he was in the SEC, they would not made those calls against Mekhi Blackman. Mekhi Blackman is going to lock this guy down completely. Here's the next one. Jalen Cropper, 6 feet 180, number 5. He's the receiver. You see on the year, he has 15 catches, 146 yards, and he's averaging 9.7. Sierra Wright is going to lock this guy down. I think our cornerbacks, our size of our cornerbacks, speed of our cornerbacks, and physical play of our cornerbacks is going to lock these guys down. I don't think the cornerback position, I don't think, that's our strength, the cornerbacks and the safety. You guys know last week I picked Max Williams to have an outstanding game, him and Corey Foreman. I picked those two guys to have a good game, but actually Corey Foreman didn't perform like I thought he was going to perform. But Max, he showed me to be a winner because he came out, had 2 turnovers, and I think Caleb Bullock, I think Max Williams, I think Mekhi Blackman, Sierra Wright, I think that's no-fly zone. So those are the guys that they're going to have to cover, and we're going to look at some other things. We're going to look at some of the guys on defense that I feel like is going to be our breakout players of the game. While their offense had a little bit of potency against Oregon State, I seen something at the end of our game that came from 2 players. It's different when you're working by yourself, but when you have someone next to you that you feed off of, which is Thule and Solomon Byrd, I believe these 2 guys are going to have a big game. I believe certain guys work well together. And look, Thule started coming on at the end of this game, and he's one of those guys that I think that's going to show up in this game and disrupt the backfield, disrupt the quarterback. And I believe that you couple him, you're going to put some of Nick Figueroa in there. I believe that you sub these guys out. I believe that the D-line is going to have a better game than what they had against Stanford. Totally something that they weren't prepared for last week. But I believe these 2 are going to come up big. One being Thule, and the next one is going to be this guy right here, Solomon Byrd. Solomon Byrd, man, let me tell you something. Him along with Thule, I seen something different, man. Like I said, these 2 work well together. And Solomon Byrd, he just appeared, he just came and emerged after Corey Foreman, Ramilo Height went down with the shoulder injury. I seen Solomon Byrd with a different type of motor on the inside of him, and I believe that he's going to show up big in this game. I believe that he's hungry. I believe that he was waiting on his chance, and as a result, in the game last week, he had no choice but to step up because he was behind Ramilo Height, and I think he was kind of behind even Corey Foreman, even though I think he has more production than Corey Foreman. They were trying to give Corey Foreman an opportunity, and we still hope he comes on, but I think now is the time for Solomon Byrd to step up, and I think Solomon Byrd is about to have a huge game against Fresno State. So Fresno State is going to have to watch out for Solomon Byrd and Thule. These 2 are going to work well together. I think they feed off of each other. So you guys, those are my 2 breakout players of this game. Last game I picked Max Williams, and I was unsuccessful with the Corey Foreman pick, but still successful with the Max pick. So you guys hit me in the comment on this one. Who do you think is going to be a breakout player in this game? I think our defensive backfield, no-fly zone is going to be on lock. Moving on to our offense, even though Caleb doesn't have the 700-something yards, he does have 590 yards, ranking 22nd, 6 TDs, and but you got to look at the QBR. Caleb Williams, QBR 96.5 is only second, and we know that C.J. Stroud, I think, is he's coming first. And we know that Caleb Williams is second in the Heisman. I did that video yesterday. But I think Caleb Williams is going to have another big game. But what makes him different, even though he doesn't have the most yards, even as the quarterback for Fresno State, what makes him different is he's very efficient. He's not going to just throw the ball anywhere. He's going to make sure that he makes sound decisions. And we're looking for Caleb to continue to do that. As you see, he has no INTs on the season, which is absolutely perfect. And we're looking for Caleb to still continue this 96.5 QBR. We're looking for that to go up because that's the type of decision maker that he is. This guy's going to have a big game. I don't think they're going to be able to contain him. They're going to have some issues with Caleb Williams. We already know what the receivers can do. We know what Jordan Addison, we know what Mario can do, we know what Brandon can do, we know what Taj Washington can do, we know what Gary Bryant can do, we know what Kyron Ware could do. We know what Kyle Ford could do. We know what all our receivers can do. But I want to. It shouldn't be overstated at all. This is not being overstated at all. That our offensive line is going to continue. These guys. This is some beef right here. And this is the best offensive line in the country. And people are now starting to recognize it. And I think these guys right here are going to allow and afford the opportunity for our running backs to go crazy. They're going to afford the opportunity for our running backs to they're going to impose their will on the defensive line of Fresno State. I can't state it enough. I think these guys are going to be a player. I picked them on the offensive side to be the player of the games as a whole unit, and I'm picking them again. These are some nasty guys. They're experienced guys. And yes, Cortland Ford is going to be out, but we got another one, a veteran senior, Bobby Haskins, who's coming in to start the game while Cortland Ford is out. And listen, I don't think we're going to miss a beat, man. So you guys hit me in the comment section. These guys are going to open the way up for these guys right here. They're going to open the way up for this group. This is the running backs at USC. These guys are going to go absolutely crazy. Like I said, we know what the receivers do, but these guys right here, they're going to make some things happen. So I'm getting ready to give you guys my score prediction. I think we're going to impose our will. I think we're going to be special even in the run game. You guys hit me in the comment section. You guys tell me what you think about this. You got all these guys here, man. And two of them had an outstanding game last week. Of course, Travis died. And Austin Jones, but we already know what Barlow can do. We know what Riley can do. And so, listen, these guys are going to be a major factor. So, with all that being said, I had to bring this thing back down to and break it down to just really some common sense. Does USC have a better offense than Fresno State? Absolutely. Does USC have a better defense than Fresno State? I would say so. If Fresno State had our defense, they would be excited. If they had a Thule, if they had a Solomon Bird, if they had a Ramilo Height, if they had Mekhi Blackman, if they had Max, if they had Caleb Bullock, they would be absolutely excited about that. So my thing is this. Sometimes we can overthink something, and we can just like they overthought the process of what USC would do, even as it relates to the production that we have with the transfer portal. So my thing is this. I'm giving you a score prediction of 51. Yes, I said it. 51-24 USC. That is my prediction. The Fresno State allowed 35 points on Oregon State. And if they allow 35 points on Oregon State, whose offense doesn't come nowhere near us, yes, they rushed the ball for quite a bit, but they're not going to have the kind of rushing attack or going to have the kind of passing attack that USC has. So I'm saying 51-24 is going to be the score, and I'm predicting that to be USC. I think we have the better players. I think we have the better skilled players all across the field. You guys hit me in the comment section. I need everybody to drop that score below. Let me know what you guys think it's going to be. Listen, until then, this is my preview. Fight on, fight on, fight on.